Hi everyone. So we're going to get started in a minute here. All you need today is a mat. Um, so grab your mat and hop on, okay? I'll see you soon. Or we'll get started soon. Hi Sherry. All right, so everyone make your way to your back on your mat and have your knees bent with your feet just about hip width apart. Now bring your hands to the front of your hips here, and you'll feel these two little bones called your ISs. So bring your fingertips to these bones and then come just inside the bony prominence. And this is where we're going to feel our transverse abdominis contract. So if you are contracting it correctly, you should feel a muscle push up into your hand slightly. So there's a few cues to contract this muscle properly. First, it's press your lower back into the mat. And for me, I feel mine fire up as soon as I do that. Another great cue that I've read recently was if you imagine a clock, the numbers of a clock around your belly button, and then if you were to imagine a string attached to each of those numbers, they would all pull out in their own directions with the same force. So you never want to have your belly bulging when you're engaging your core. It's almost like a draw inward and out, if that makes sense. Okay, so place your fingertips back on these bony prominences and then come just inside. Press your lower back into the mat and engage your transverse abdominis. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. You can let your lower back come off the mat quickly and press your lower back into the mat again and draw your belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And draw your belly in, press your lower back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And press your lower back in, draw your belly in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release again. We'll do 2 more like this. Press your lower back into the mat, engage through your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And last time, press your lower back in, engage through your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This time, you can place your hands beside you on the mat, or you can keep them on your hips, wherever is comfortable for you. Press your lower back into the mat, engage through your transverse abdominis, and then one at a time, slowly start to straighten your right leg as far out as you can without arching through your lower back. So if you start to arch, you've gone too far. Pull your lower leg back in and repeat with the other side. So extend your left leg out and draw it back in towards you. Extend your right leg out and draw it back in towards you. Left leg and draw it back in, and right leg and back in, and left leg and back in, and right and back in. Stay engaged. If you're starting to get tired and you're noticing your lower back is coming up, you just don't straighten your leg as far. So you come to just about there, and left leg. You may notice that one side is easier than the other, or harder than the other. That's completely normal. It's just telling us some information. And we'll do 2 more each side and even it out. And you can relax for a moment. Now bring your knees up to a tabletop position. Extend your arms up and then actually place your right hand on your right knee. Now press into your right knee and then start to drop the arm and the leg. And again, if you start to feel your lower back coming off the mat, then you know you've gone too far. So you just go a little bit less. Keep pressing into your right hand and your right knee. Shaking is good. Do 3 more on this side. 3, 2, and 1. And come back to center. Now switch hands. So place your left hand on your left knee. Press into that knee just as hard as you can. Extend your right arm up towards the ceiling and slowly drop it down along with your heel and back to center. And drop your right arm and right leg and back to center. Lower and come back up. Lower and back up. Lower and back up. And 3 more in this way. 3, 2, 1. You can lower your legs for a moment. And then bring them back up to tabletop. This time, place your right hand on your left knee. So across, you'll have your left arm up and you're gonna drop your right arm or right leg, left arm. So press into your knee, drop right leg, left arm, and back up. Again, right leg, left arm, back up. I feel this. Right leg, left arm, keep pressing into your knee. Right leg, left arm, and lower again. And again. And 3 more on this side. And last one, come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. And extend back up to tabletop. This time, left hand, right knee. Press into your right knee. Extend your right arm up towards the ceiling. Drop your left leg and right arm. And back to center. Left leg, right arm. Keep pressing into your knee. I'm definitely shaking through this. Keep breathing. I don't really care how you breathe, where the inhale and exhale is, just keep breathing. And 3 more on this side. And back to center. And then hug your knees into your chest and just do some side to side rolls. Let your belly relax. And then make your way onto your right side. Have your elbow just under your shoulder. And you want your knees just at about a 45-degree angle. Place your hand on your hip and then flex your feet. Now, don't let your body sink, so press into that elbow and keep your core engaged through the side body. Open your left leg up, keeping your heels together, and close. Open, close, open, close. Keep moving with your breath. Seven, we're gonna do 20 of these. 8, 9, 10, 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your knees just a little bit back so they're kind of a little bit less of an angle. Press your hands into the mat and then lift your hips up for a modified side plank and then open your leg for clamshell. Close the leg, drop the hips. Lift the hips, open the leg, close the leg, drop the hips. Lift the hips, open the leg, close the leg, drop the hips. If you're finding this is too hard, you can always stay here. Keep moving with your breath. Lift the hips, open the leg, close the leg, lower the hips. Lift the hips, open the leg, close the leg, lower the hips. We'll do 3 more on this side. And release. And then make your way over to your left side. Same position, so you want your knees at about a 45-degree angle. Press your left elbow into the mat. Don't let your core sag, so press in, engage through that side body. Open your right leg and close, open, close. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Now this time, remember, you can always stay there and keep moving through these movements. Or if you want to join me, you can lift your hips, open your knee, close your knee, and drop your hip. Lift your hip, open your knee, close your knee, drop your hip. Lift your hip, open your knee, close your knee, drop your hip. Lift your hip, open, close, and lower. Lift, open, close, and lower. Lift, open, close, and lower. Lift, open, close, and lower. 3 more. Lift, open, close, and lower. Lift, open, close, and lower. Last one. Open, close, and lower. Nice. You can come back up to a seated position for a moment and then actually make your way over onto your hands and knees. Place your elbows onto the mat and tuck your toes. You can imagine that you have a block or a pillow between your legs. Your knees bent or your elbows bent. Look just between your hands. Tuck your toes, squeeze your inner thighs together, and lift your knees a couple of inches off of the mat. Broaden your shoulders. Tuck your chin in and engage through your abdominal core. Hold for 15 more seconds. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Pause here. You can let your back arch a bit, your belly hang. Let it relax. And let's do that again. So elbows under your shoulders, hands flat. Look between your hands. Tuck your toes. Pull up on your pelvic floor and engage through your transverse abdominis, and then lift your knees a couple inches off the mat. Keep breathing. Twenty more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower your knees. Nice. Press in your hands and come back up to have your hands directly under your shoulder blades. You can walk your heels back slightly and come into almost a low plank. So we'll start with this modified first. So in a low plank, and then push back to downward facing dog. And then come forward. You can lower your knees for a low plank, or you can stay here in a high plank. Press your hands into the mat, and then send your hips back for downward dog. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Pause for the exhale. Press back, downward dog. Inhale forward, high plank. Pause for the exhale. Press your hands into the mat. Draw your biceps towards each other. And press back, downward dog. Come forward, high plank. Press your hands into the mat. Draw your upper arm bones together. Pull your belly away from the band of your pants and press back, downward dog. Come forward, high plank. Press your hands into the mat. Squeeze your upper arm bones together. Press back, downward dog. And last one. And send your hips back. Pedal out your feet for a moment. And drop your knees. And come up onto come off your hands and just give your shoulders a little circle. Roll them backwards and forwards. And then come back to your knee plank. So you'll have your heels back a little bit. It may help to widen your feet or your knees. And then we'll start with just some chest taps. So bring your right hand up to your left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. Now the key here is to not let your hips rock as you're doing this movement. Keep moving. Now you can get just as much core strength from doing this from your knees. However, if you'd like a bit more of a challenge, you can lift your knees off the mat, have your feet nice and wide so you're nice and stable. And again, trying not to let the hips move while we're doing the movement. You can pick up the pace or stay nice and slow. I'm starting to get tired, so I'm going to lower my knees. It's better to have good form than do the harder one with bad form. I'm going to lift them again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Send your hips back and take a quick child's pose. Let your forehead rest on the mat. Now come back onto hands and knees, back into your low plank. Bring your feet or your knees together. We'll start this version modified. So nice and engaged through your abdominal core. Lift your left hand up and come into a low side plank. Place your left hand back down on the mat and come into, lift your right arm for a side plank. Now, if this is good for you, stay here. If not, come into high plank and open to the right, left, and to the right. Press your hand into the mat. Open the left arm and the right arm. Move with your own breath at your own pace. Let's do 2 more each side. And last one, keep going. And slowly lower your knees. Nice. Let's make our way back to our backs. Have your knees bent. Place your fingertips behind your head. And we're not wanting to pull on our neck. Or we want to look up to the ceiling or to the sky. So lightly have your fingertips on your head. Engage through your transverse abdominis. So press your lower back into the mat. And lift your head up and keep looking at the ceiling. And down, up, down. And keep moving with your own breath. And keep looking up to that ceiling. We don't want your neck to come into flexion where you're looking between your legs. Keep pressing your lower back into the mat. We'll do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I lied. Let's do 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here at the top. 5 little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly lower down. Oh. All right. Cross your left leg ankle over your right knee. Keep your hands lightly touching behind your head. And this time, bring your right elbow to touch your left knee. So getting into our obliques. So when you do this, lift up first towards the ceiling and then rotate. Lift up and rotate. Back down. Lift up and rotate. Lift up, rotate. It's okay if your elbow doesn't meet your knee. Mine doesn't. And let's do 5 more. And last one. I think we can do 5 more. Sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And release your hands for a moment. Place your left foot on the mat and then cross your right ankle over your left knee. Place your fingertips behind your head. Lift your head up and then bring your left elbow to right knee. Head up, left elbow, right knee. Head up, left elbow, right knee. And up. Keep breathing. And 5 more. I won't lie this time. And 2. And 1. Nice. Release your hands. Extend your arms overhead. Let your legs come out straight. And have a nice big stretch through your front. And then make your way back to hands and knees. Drop your belly and look up. That should give you a nice little stretch through your abdomen, your abdominals. Let your belly hang, let it relax. Come down onto your belly, place your elbows directly under your shoulders. Widen your feet to the width of your mat. Press your elbows into the mat and start to lift your head until you feel a stretch through your abdominals again. You can press your elbows in and almost as if you're going to drag your body forward. Three more breaths here. And lower your head down to the mat. Bring your hands beside your shoulders and press up. And we're all done for today. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have any questions or concerns or anything that you would like me to answer, you can just send me a message or comment in this group. So nice having you. Thanks so much. Have a great day.